Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon the series, the beginning episode talk. That is so long, I keep messing it up. Anyway, this episode starts us off with being lost in the forest. So when they take a break, they see an Oddish, and Misty wants to catch it, and I'm like, why? I mean, I don't think up to this point we've had the reveal yet that Misty wants to become a water type specialist. But I know that, so my question is immediately why. However, as she gets ready to capture the Oddish, Bulbasaur appears and protects it. And then Ash fails to capture Bulbasaur. And Bulbasaur and Oddish escape. Yes, this is the episode in which Ash will be obtaining that Bulbasaur himself. So as they continue on through the forest, they find a bridge, and crossing it is apparently more difficult than it first seems, because the bridge partially breaks and Brock falls into the river. And I don't really see much concern from the gang about Brock falling into the river. They're not like, no, Brock. They're just like, oh, well. I mean, afterwards they start searching for Brock, but still, like, they could have been a little bit more concerned. And as they search for Brock, Misty falls into a hole, and Ash and Misty get caught in a net, and Pikachu as well, get caught in a net. Meanwhile, Team Rocket is apparently searching for some kind of village full of Pokemon. So as Misty and Ash are hanging in the net, Brock appears and rescues them from the net, and he tells the story of how he was saved by Melanie, a woman, and he takes them to her. And Misty throughout this episode will start teasing Brock about loving Melanie, which he does. However, this is before we fully add the development of what Brock was really supposed to be and how he romances girls. Because this episode, Brock is embarrassed. Instead of going up there with flowers that he pulled out of nowhere, he's like, don't tell her, she might hear you. Don't tell her that I love her. That kind of stuff. Which kind of feels a bit weird when we know what Brock will be later on. Especially also because of the fact that Brock will do that to every woman for later on, and Misty will always pull him away, but now Misty is the one who's agitating him. And we learn that Melanie is the one who takes care of the wild Pokemon, and that this is the village that was talked about. I have a little bit of an issue. I don't think if you have one building and a little bit of a small lake, that you can call it a village. I feel like you need at least 3 buildings and maybe even a shop to call it a village, okay? This is not a village. This is just a cabin in the woods. But as Ash is talking about the fact that you gotta be really stupid in order to fall into the traps, we cut away to Team Rocket, who keep falling into different types of traps. One hole especially, and then Team Rocket's like, no, and then Jesse's like, why don't they ever fall into our traps? And then James like, well, this one was actually created pretty well. But Misty apologizes to Oddish, and then Bulbasaur appears, and apparently he is the protector of this place. But Ash does not want to let go of that Bulbasaur. He still wants that Bulbasaur, but he has to let go because it's not the time nor place to use that, Ash. Sorry, for some reason Oak is just yelling that at you from somewhere. So Team Rocket appears in a giant flying stadium, and they want to suck up all the Pokemon so everyone gets into the cabin in order to hide. Until Bulbasaur just has enough of it and uses his Vine Whip on the hose in order to knock it away. And then Ash sends out Pidgeotto, who uses Whirlwind or Gust. I don't want to, or the other. I forgot which one. And because of the fact that they are kind of blowing against each other, it creates a gigantic tornado, and luckily enough it goes towards Team Rocket, so they get taken by the tornado and thrown away. And then to end the episode, Melanie suggests that Ash catches Bulbasaur because of the fact that Bulbasaur doesn't really work here. Look, this place is too small for Bulbasaur to grow and become stronger. And Ash is a good trainer, a really good trainer, because the first thing when Team Rocket starts sucking is he runs over to Bulbasaur in order to give it a push to help it after it rescued Oddish. So Bulbasaur also knows, hey, this is a good guy. So Ash and Pikachu battled Bulbasaur, and after a little bit of a fight, Pikachu is eventually able to use a Thunderbolt on it and roast it, and then Ash catches it in a Pokeball and has a new team member. And I will say this, I like this story a lot more than the way that the games does it, because in Pokemon Yellow, the way you get Bulbasaur is simple, okay? You don't need the happiness stuff, not really. Let me tell you the secret on how you get Bulbasaur in Pokemon Yellow. You might also be able to see that later on in like another 15 episodes, when we get to finally get to Cerulean City in the actual playthrough. But the way that you do it is this. When you reach Cerulean City, you go to the Pokemon Center, you heal Pikachu to full health. Then after that, you go to your bag, you go to the potion, and you need to keep using the potion for like 10 times on Pikachu while it's at full health. It will say it won't have an effect, however, it has a secret effect of raising happiness. And that way you can get yourself the Bulbasaur with the greatest of ease. That's how you do it. But like, this is a lot more exciting, a lot more interesting. And of course, Team Rocket once again is a nuisance. I also like the fact that Ash is like, they are creative. And I'm like, look, Ash, you can say one thing about Team Rocket, and that's that they're creative with the way that they get it. But now that Ash has Bulbasaur, Ash, Brock, and Misty continue on their journey because Melody basically rejects Brock because of the fact that he has to continue on his journey. And so we're back on the road to Vermilion City. And overall, yeah, I like this episode. I love Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is actually my personal preferred starter in Kanto. So seeing some love for Bulbasaur is always nice. Big fan of the Bulby friend. He's even my preferred starter in Kalos, weirdly enough, through Mega Venusaur. But overall, I thought this episode was great. I had a lot of fun with it. You know, I like the fact that Bulbasaur is shown as a protector, which is something that later on he is going to become anyway. So it's kind of like set up for what will happen in the future, because he becomes the one who takes care of Professor Oak's lab, basically, way later on. But it was a nice little episode. So let me know you guys' thoughts about this episode in the comment section down below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not already, turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for the fiery salamander in the rain. Bye.